Okay, guys, yeah, we'll get started here shortly. Just trying to get my end sorted out. Oh, I had to start a little early here. This software we use to broadcast to YouTube and live stream gets a little weird, and they just changed the platform, so I logged it because I was gone last week. Okay, guys, yeah, we'll get started here shortly. Just trying to get my end sorted out. Okay. Okay, I think we're ready. All right, so back to charts. I think I can get rid of that one now. All right. Always the technology is the challenge. Well, I got a pretty interesting lineup here. Oh, I don't see if I've got Bitcoin or the ES in here, but we'll take a look at those before we get off the stream. It's mostly alts here I'm getting started with. Oh, well, somebody just added Microstrategy, which is a good one to add. Oh, give me a sec here. I'll get that up. Oh, give me, let's see, what are we at? 32, let's give it 2 minutes and we'll get going. Then I can get Microstrategy up here. Holy shit. Yeah, that's annoying. Okay, bear with me, guys. Here. Holy shit, have any of you guys had a look at MicroStrategy? Oh, that's brutal. Let's try it. Let's try an 8 hour. Okay, I got it, I think. Oh, fuck. Hang on. Where are we at? 34? Okay, 30 seconds. Oh, jeez. I may not have a good count on that this quickly. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Let me get rid of, oh, we got all the regs, Yako, follow, Mongo Queen. All right, all the regs. Glad to see you guys. I appreciate you guys being here. All right, let me get my shit together here. So we're streaming. Let's get disclaim. Okay, let me get off to where we're starting here. Oh, the very first one was synops, right? So, all right, let me get this up here. Okay, so just a quick little review, just a howdy. Well, so as you guys know, I was off last week, a little vacation. For the wife and I, we went down to Hawaii for a week and had a very nice time. Came back, and lo and behold, the entire world has changed. Now, I will be first to admit, as a skill you develop as a trader, you have to be very quick to admit you're wrong when the evidence is right in front of you. I could not have been any more wrong about both what I thought was going to happen in the election and post-election, but here we are. So my portfolio has, it's a strange thing. It's probably no secret. I'm no fan of Trump's. I was hardcore never Trumper, but here we are. So it's a weird thing to be looking for a different outcome, knowing that if the outcome that you think is not what's in our best interest long term, is wildly profitable to your portfolio. So I have very mixed emotions today. But this is our reality, and this is where we are. So as traders, we trade the markets we're given and adjust accordingly. So I don't know. Many of you may be thrilled. Many of you may be in despair. I know I was not happy with what I saw, but I know many are. So we move on and adjust accordingly. My view here is that this may end up being very much of a buy the news, buy the reality as we get a little further. I'm not sure this is going to be good for the markets long term, but here we are. So let's get started. First up, I've got who I got here. So this is a fellow trader. He gave me Sin and Saga. Now, the weird thing about Sin and Saga, there are equities with the same symbol. So I'm making the assumption, fellow trader, that you were looking for the crypto synops. And since you didn't put, I guess, the dollar or the tether, right? So I'm just assuming you mean crypto. So let's start with synops here against the dollar. I'm on Coinbase. Now, of course, you guys all know, right? We've kind of hammered it to death, right? So our sponsor is BloFin. So if I'm trading this, I'm going to trade it on BloFin. But because they just hit the exchange in January of this year, we don't have full history. The other thing, some of my guys have been referring to, encouraging me to use crypto as the data source because we get all the history. There's a little trade-off there. You don't get volume, but you get full history. But we've got plenty of history here on Coinbase. So with all of that intro said and acknowledged, and here we go. Okay, so this looks quite impulsive here, and here now we're sitting. It's pretty harsh sell-off here. So not everything is going straight up, although percentage-wise, that's not a bad push. How we doing here, trader Wonka? Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, yes. Yeah, we did very well with Saga. Okay, right. So it's my guys, right? We're making some changes to our program, and we're going to start adding much more trade-specific recommendations within our Discord here. All of this will roll out over the next coming weeks as we really reorient, and I think are going to offer some more value. Maybe change some of the pricing, which I think many of you will like, and then put in some very trade-specific content here where we can start working with establishing a track record, because that seems to be right what people want. So we are going to adjust to the market demand. So, okay, all right, so let's go to synops here on Coinbase. Okay, all right, that sure looks like some sort of a correction here. We double, right? Now, that's interesting about this asset. It likes doubles, right? Look at this perfect double here. Perfect double here, right? Now it's a little beyond the golden. I think we had 707 here. All right, so I'm going to assume that any of you, the first thing you would do is just pull the fibs, right? See what kind of retrace we hit. We break the golden. Now I am in log scale, right? It's not any better right here, right? I think because we're 4 times the range, from 25 cents to $1.80, right? We've got to look at it in log scale. Hard to call that anything but impulsive. Looks like, well, we could probably do this as a WX ABC for the Y to drop in the 2. 707, we get a double. Okay, up we go. Now we've lost we've lost Al here, but we pick him up again. Oh, pardon me. So we lose Al here. Now, of course, this is perfectly reasonable for a 2. 786, right? These are not uncommon. But then we go 707 here again, right? So these are deep retracements, not necessarily a negative. It's just we have to wait, to get Al behind us. We got to wait for the next retrace. So let's see if we can get a golden where we can really identify the algo footprints, right? Which so much of what we're trying to do is work in the larger kind of technical picture, Elliott count, whether it be market structure or if there's a clear count, and then look for fibs for timing entries. So if this is 1, 2, 3, we just go sideways here. Clearly the 4, right? We don't progress the trend. Up we get for a 5. Pretty harsh. Looks like you could do this as, oh shit, here if I do this. Looks like you'd probably do A, some sort of triangle, C, right? So 3 down and we get a little kick. Okay, right? Well, this comes right into this unmitigated bullish order flow here. So that seems to be a reasonable location to be looking. Now, often, right, you'll hear me say, well, you don't need to be sitting here with a limit order. Right now, if you were sitting here, right, if you were trying to enter at the golden zone, you got a little bounce. Okay, right. So a very small loser here. Now it's gone straight up since then. So are you discouraged? Well, not necessarily. What are all the ingredients we would look for in a pivot? Number one is, do we have a liquidity sweep, right? That's the first thing we want to look for, to say, oh, okay, maybe these are some bigger, some muscle that's coming in here, because that's the footprint, if you will, right? If I can use that again, right? For size entering the market, or algos, right? If it's algos doing it, we'll sweep the low, grab the liquidity, up we go, right? And then not give any latecomers here or people that were reluctant to get in, right? To not give them an easy entry. So that's incredibly common. Okay, so we get a little start here. Let's go to 60. Do we have anything to work with? Well, we've already had a little bit of a retracement here. That's not the cleanest looking start. Or I don't think you'd want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So that looks to me. Now, if it's me, that's not shaped well enough. So I would let this sit here. Right? I don't know where we're going up here. What do I have up here? Do I have? Oh shit! I've got a bunch of. Oh, I made a copy. Thought I had this. Oh, here. Let's just go. See if we have any imbalances up here. We can target. Okay, some imbalances, fair value gaps right here, right? Okay, coming up. I don't think I have. Yeah, we do have them. Okay, so we have just the fair value gaps are coming up here. Of course, we'd want to look for any algo resistance here, right? Somewhere up in this zone, we might look here. Okay, well, this was consolidation, so we drop, consolidate, so drop, base, drop. Think of it that way. Consolidation. Here's the unload. You might say manipulation, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Right? So if you want to use that language, perfectly suited to what we see here. For me, I'm going to let this shape up a little bit. Just give me something cleaner here. It's just a little too bumpy. Whatever it's going to do up here, at some point that we'll start a retracement. That's where I'd be looking here. You got a nice little spot here. This has been mitigated partially, so I'd start coming down here to that section here, bring it over here. What has been untouched here? Looks like if I put it right there, we get in there. This is untapped. Again, there's the sweep of liquidity that you want to see for a pivot. You might, it's not a great 1-2. 1-2, or it's again, for me, right, it's not quite there. I would let that cook a little bit, kind of a green banana. It's encouraging, right? So all of crypto's popping like this, encouraging, but it's not shaped well enough, I think, to take a flyer on it. And plus, okay, right, it depends on how you're defining your premium discount. You wouldn't be really in premium if you're looking at this range. So if we did it this way, we said, okay, well here, let's get you off of here. All right, well what's the range we have to work with? All right, so if this is our range here. All right, well, so we could look here and say, okay, a little bit of a retracement. I could do it again. We could do it this way and say, okay, well, whenever we pivot here, right, maybe this little imbalance here starts to bring us down. I'd be looking somewhere around here. If I wanted to get a decent entry here, let's be mindful of where we're going to exit. That's a pretty logical spot for an exit. Anything under the discount here, I'd be interested. So if I can get it to come down into 3, that's an awfully ugly looking start, but something like this, getting us down here, okay. I might take a run at that. Now, of all the things we look at today, is this going to be the one that I would be drawn to most? I don't know. I mean, it's a contender. I want to know a little bit about their reason for existence. I don't know it off the top of my head. So many, I forget them. Technically, okay, watch list. It's not bad. Keep that one on the range. I put that, so I tend to keep like an A, B, C watch list. I'd keep that on my B list, right? It's coming, but it's not quite there. My opinion, of course, is just nothing but that. Just in terms of what I would look for, right? So why take something mediocre unless you're just in love with the use case and you see a real potential there? I mean, you buy it now, right? If you think this is going 1, 2, 1, 2, and we're going 3, there's this little difference here of what is that? 15 cents going to make a difference if we're going to do a 3. If this is 1, 2, 1, 2, shit, go for it. We try and always just say, okay, well, how could I be more precise? A little pullback, right? Stop under that. I think you're ready to go. Okay, good one. That was from fellow trader. That's Synops. Also, he gave me Saga. Now, what have I got here? Saga, I'm on Kraken. I couldn't find it on crypto here. It looks pretty straightforward. I mean, just, I didn't Photoshop that. It's 3, right? Pretty straightforward. Now, I am in log scale, right? Out of log scale, we're deeper. But do we need to be at log scale, right? You don't want to go to log scale just because it makes your TA cleaner. Do we have 4 times the range? Well, we're below $1 to 340. Certainly, do you want to look at it in log? Well, then, okay, so always we're going to look left, right? So what have I got? I've got the same shit over here. Well, we just draw it. Okay, well, here's the big imbalance, right? Fully mitigated, right? There's no reason for the algo to come back here. That's burned. Okay, what's below it, right? Here, order block. Right there. Okay, tapped. We didn't get to the 50 of it, but that's a pretty good start. Now, question would be, right? If you're applying some Elliott Wave, correction over. Maybe. Does it look like it? That looks like a 4-5. Again, this was one I'd be patient. It seems pretty reasonable to start here, putting in a B, looking for something lower. That's a 4-hour. If we were going to come down here, we might ultimately get to the 50% there. You've got additional, you could call this demand as well down here at the 707. We could make that a demand zone here. So we've got the bullish order flow here, potential demand zone partially here. If we're going to come down the golden zone now, so okay, right? We, of course, always now go on the other side. Where would we look for that B wave? Nothing really. I mean, we could go higher here till you get into some potential supply here. Right? We know we consolidated here before the drop, so that's reasonably a place to look for some. Supply zone here. Right? So just banging in this range, right? Do you want to buy it now? Well, what's that, a 4? 1, 2, looks like we're working on the 3. See, if you don't catch the 2, right, and you try and go 3 to 4, okay, well, you're going to need to be right on top of that, right, to try and take advantage. Okay, let's track the 4 and the 5. So that's a short-term approach to it, I think, that you'd have to consider. What I see, and when I look at this and say, okay, right, it's a good start. Looks like the 3 is going in. There's my impulse to get me started. Okay, what would we anticipate after that impulse, right? It's not a break of structure. We're just trying to come up here where some supply, right? Some short-term supply. You might find some right here. At least that would put us into the premium, right? So if I can bring this down, put us into the premium zone here, so we could take advantage of that. Again, I've been trying to harp on that. Just it's such a simple discipline to add into your trading. Right now, you're going to miss some. You're not going to catch every trade. You're not going to catch every pivot. You got to be willing to say, okay, well, I'm looking for what? I'm looking for the strongest possible setups rather than I'm just trading because I'm jonesing for some trade. or the market's up today, you know, because of the election, and I guess, you know, crypto's to the moon. Okay, right. So is this, would you call this an A+ setup? Well, if we got up here into the discount zone, I'd be interested if we came down here and had some sort of a break here and then came back. That's where I would sell it, looking for something like that. So up, if we could find this over here, some sort of a retrace here with a little break of structure along the way, somewhere in here, we get some sort of a change of character, some sort of a chalk coming down here based off of a pivot here. Maybe this is 3, 4, 5. We go up, we come down here. It could be here. Break here, coming back up into some supply. Maybe there's an imbalance, fair value gap, order block, something like that, right? It's just pretty drop dead simple market structure kind of an approach to trading. But see, your initial instinct is to chase the pump. Oh shit, I better get in, right? Oh, it's going. Careful of that. Right? So if you're looking at this, remember the first thing you're always asking yourself is, well, where's the liquidity? Where could they grab some? Right? They swept here, right? You've got this liquidity here, already been swept, grabbed, right? Down. Here's the failure swing. See, it's almost the same thing. It really is, right? So we get a little break here. Here's the retrace, right? This is lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Oh, wait, what? No? Oh, higher high. Okay, so here's the, if we do it, I can just do it in reverse. It's the same concept. Oh, here's the break of structure. Okay, well, what that leaves down here is this demand zone. That leaves it. Hello, thanks. Thanks, nice little demand zone here. Now, do I know what's coming back here? Well, I don't know. Nobody knows anything. Right, what we do know is that, okay, well, if it does come back down here, likely there's some demand. Now, this is what the volume looks like here. It's not particularly great. But I'm assuming you guys kind of follow along the idea. If I'm going 1, 2, 3, putting in some sort of 4, we don't know what it's going to look like. Could be a triangle, could be a combo. Something along this line before I go up here. Well, what have I got? I've got break of structure, break of structure. Now, if I come down here and I'm going to get another change of character, that's the first tell. Oh, okay. Hey, maybe I've got an opportunity here for the short. Again, you're going to have to be on these. You're really going to have to be watching that. Try not to spread yourself so thin that you're like, oh, fuck, am I in that saga thing? Oh, fuck, I am in that, right? You try and just stay focused, 3, 4, maybe 4 or 5 trades at most at one time, because you're going to miss, unless you're glued to the screen all day long, right? Yeah, I mean, I do this for a living and I miss things, right? Because I can't watch everything. So be selective and say, okay, if you wrote a trading plan, are you going to write down, well, I'm going to take a lot of trades, good ones, mediocre ones, kind of shit I see on Twitter? No, probably not. What are you going to start with? Okay, my discipline is I'm going to take trades that meet my criteria, or A+ trades, or however you want to categorize them, right? I'm going to take the A+++ trades where I really feel good. I've done the math. I know the risk reward. I'm comfortable with the setup, and I'm comfortable with putting this amount of money at risk. What if you were writing your own trade plan, right? I'm assuming many of you may not, or have something loosely, and if you have something that's very detailed, good for you, right? Give you an advantage over 90% of the traders who just wing it in here. Give me the 5, give me the 3. Okay. Is it logical? Is it a demand here? Do I have a reasonable risk reward? Am I buying in the discount? Right, the same criteria, right? Do we have a 5 and a 3, right? If we can add the Elliott. Are we in a zone here where we can anticipate an algo to respond? Yes. Okay, take the trade. Is saga that? Well, I don't know. It's not better or worse. I don't know what the volume is here again. I don't know their story either. But that would be appealing to me. So is it ripe right now? Well, if you want to pursue the 4 to the 5, why not? Right? If you want to sell here, don't sell here. Wait, get the lower high. Right, on the assumption you're going to have some sort of a supply zone here, just like you have a little demand zone here. Same idea. So here's your range. Don't want to sell in premium? Yes. Target down here. Do we know where that's going? Golden zone would be a good target. You probably have 3, 4, 5 to 1. Pretty reasonable. All right, let's keep moving here as I get warmed up here. God, it's been 2 weeks since I did one of these. Master Houdini. That's a good one. It's a new one. Wild USDT. I haven't looked at this one. Let's see. I got to come back to that one. Let's do it over here. Let's do it here. WLD SDT crypto. Oh, is that crypto exchange, that crypto in here? There it is. Right. So this, apparently I get all my history here. Someone pointed that out to me when I was struggling to find history. Okay, let's go always, right? I always start on the daily. Right? If it's something I haven't looked at before, let's get a look at the daily. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That doesn't seem too hard to spot. Okay. The markets still move in impulse and correction. I know that seems to be a battle. Yeah, I find myself having to remind people, 96 years of precedent. It's not like it just left. Okay, so what do we got here? A, B, C? Probably. It's a big 3. It's not too hard. C, right? What are the hallmarks of a good low, right? Was there a liquidity sweep? Yes. Did we come off it in 5? Well, here, this is a good example of exactly what we're talking about. Did we come off of it with a 5? Yeah, we did. Okay, is that 1, 2, 3? Oh, what are we going to do there? If I do it here, 5. Oh, a smaller degree. There might be a triangle in there. Maybe not. A, B running flat, I guess. That may not be high enough, but I'm not a purist on that. We get past the 786. Fuck it, that's flat for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? I wouldn't make that an issue. Now that's me. Right? A purist going to say, "Oh, what are you, out of your mind?" So some have told me that as such. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. It's the cleanest I've ever seen. No. Most balanced. No. Is that problematic? Well, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's an A, B, C, right? So I think you're stuck with that. Let's go to 1, see how we look here. It's just applying everything we teach, right? It's just the same process, right? If you watch one of my videos or one of my live streams, you've seen all of them, right? The same approach, nothing changes. 1, 2, 3, 4, huh? A, B, W, X. No, it looks like that's going to have to be a 5. All right. Diag? That's iffy, right? So I don't want to just label it because okay, maybe. That looks like 5. That's a bit of a push. It actually looks like it's W. A, B, C. Oh, come here. W, X. That looks to me like it's got another leg. Well, either way, it would be hard to apply some Elliott here and end up being bullish. If you thought it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, some sort of an ugly diag. If you thought this was the A, this is the B. And that may be what we have here. Let's consider that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So is that a clean diag? Not really. It's bearish. WXY. It's bearish, right? It looks like it needs another leg down. Okay, well, so do we know? Right? Of course not. Where might it find some easy liquidity, right? We can look right here and say, well, there's some internal liquidity. Here's some consolidation. Here's unmitigated order flow. So always look what's above, what's below. Where could we be going with that? What would the algo be looking for? Oh, I don't want demand there. That's potentially a supply zone here. Untouched. Consolidation before we drop. Back. Fill out the imbalance. Oh, I don't have any. Here's a little bit of an imbalance here. I think I've got this cut down to, let's go to 10. See, we'll pick up some more here, right? So now we have all these imbalances up here. Fair value gaps and inverse fair value, inverse being blue. So here's tap the imbalance, down we go. Breaking, right? So these are becoming support, right? These were fair value gaps that now have inverted. So you have a potential imbalance there. Is this enough to start? God, it would just kind of a... If it was WXYX, it still implies lower prices here. So I would be cautious on this. This would need to turn into something. Oh shit! How are we going to do this? Well, you got 5 swings. That's the problem with it. Hard to deny that. That's 5. So all right, let's just be methodical about it. Dominant to dominant. Are we in the premium of the discount? Right, obvious. We're in the discount, right? So do we want to be a buyer here? Well, is that strong enough? Where might you take a position, right? If you were really interested in if you're really interested in getting into Worldcoin, here's unmitigated demand right here. Demand zone here, right? You see the down before we go up, right? So we have bullish order flow, right? Accumulation before we pop. And we get a little imbalance here that's already been tapped. Comes right to the edge of it, and we get a little pop. So I'd be looking down here. So just swing low to swing high. I'd drop a fib on there, of course. Somewhere in this zone. Now, am I going to call this an impulse? Well, I'd like it a lot better if we got another kick up here. And we could look at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we came back down. That would look a lot better to me. This is kind of a shitty looking start. It doesn't look like the volume's great here. So let's put that back together. See, I think the threat here, because this looks like a 5, the threat here of this just rolling over to catch lower prices looks too high to me for me to want to buy that. Deeper discount, okay, maybe, but then you're trying to pick the turn. You do have the liquidity sweep. Well, that's your footprint. That could be the 3 right there. You'd anticipate that a little bit higher. Same thing, if you're really in love with this, okay, I mean, I suppose you could make the claim, okay, well, I'm buying in the discount, right? No, you've been just harping on that the whole time. Are we in the discount? Yeah, we're in the discount. Oh, well, we'd be there. If you're buying into that demand zone, you might look at all of this as just all potential demand down here where we accumulate. Here's the push, retest. We don't even tap it, and up we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B. That's not one I would buy. Not yet, right? Again, if you love what Worldcoin is about and why they exist and what use case they have, it's on your watch list, but I like it a whole lot better, a little bit lower. I might even do this right here. So we come back down here. I want to get this. Okay, hang on one sec. Okay, sorry. One of my dogs having a problem. Okay. That's John Heron. Doge. I've got Coin Laundry posted up here, so we'll get to some meme coins. So sit tight on that. Okay, now I got whiff. What do we do here? Oh, well, okay. I missed whiff and Cas. Cas was the other one. Here, this is the other one. So we got whiff. Didn't we get whiff? Yeah, we did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On dog whiff. Fucking crazy names. All right. 1, 2, 3. Looks like you do A, B. You do A, B, C for the running flat here. Up for the 5. Holy shit. Does not matter. 6 years of Wednesday. My wife still calls me between 11:30 and Amazing. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like ABC. So you're in the spot here, but you kind of missed the. This is pop off of the election. Looks like a 1, 2, 3. 4 is going in. Let's go down to a 1. Let's label this up. 1, 2, 3. Working on the 4. We've tapped that imbalance, right? So the market doesn't have to come back here. Now you left one down here, but if it's going to hold as a 4-5, same thing here. I would wait for that to complete and then take the retrace. Again, be picky. Don't just take it because like, oh, it might be. Well, that might be an ABC, and we're going down as well. If I get that, then now I'm interested. There's going to be a lot of I anticipate a lot of volatility over the next, let's call it 60, 90 days. All right, so don't chase. Let things develop, right? And that would be true no matter what the circumstance was. It's not a 1. A, B, C seems reasonable. We complete, we do a 3. We get what looks like a good start to a 1. I'll take the 2. Because if you don't catch it early, right, you're kind of chasing. Again, 4 to 5, you want to do something very short term, have at it, but you better stay on it. Give me a nice 3 down here in just this imbalance. I'd have no hesitation to buy that. None. What? Look at the risk reward. Stop under the pivot. What? That I'd take all day. I wouldn't even care what they're about. It's just technically, it's just ripe. It's perfect with low risk. Okay, why would you not take that trade? Al in here. Al. All right. No, not the golden zone. Not the 618. Right in the golden zone. Right. I mean, the 618 is almost a joke, right? I mean, they pop it. That's why the golden zone is so good, because you'll often see them pop the stops of the people that just open trading 101 and they read, oh, put your stop at the 618. That's why I put the 65 on there. I don't know, 6 years ago. Now it's, oh my God, I hear so many different names for it. Into the pocket to the target reaction. I'll wait. Okay, dog with hat. What else was Caspa. This one's kind of tricky. We've had to adjust this count. All right, here we go. All right, so this one looks like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know this is we've modified this account once we got out of this. Let me take some of that market structure off of there. Okay, so if this is 4, 5, again, it's not just rudimentary Elliott Wave. We can go to, no, that's not going to be any good. Yeah, I think not on log here. I think it compresses all of this too much. Oops, excuse me. I meant to hit the mute there. Allergies are back on me. From the low. If I'm right on it. Now here's where log can be helpful. Let's get right on that low. Let's come out of log. 1, 2. There's the impulse. There's the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's a big, not a great looking finish. I guess you could do it here. A, B. I took a loser in here. I was trying to get long in there. I know I did. I remember it. Golden zone again. You see that? Here's this in Kaz. Here's this in dog with hat. You think that's coincidental? This is a serious question. Wouldn't be unreasonable to think, oh, you just picked 2 that happen to have it. Think so? I'd tell you otherwise. All right, so how do we know it's an algo? Right, reaction at the target, not this. It's this. All right, so that's completed. Double at the 50% of the imbalance, right, at the fair value gap, right? So a little pop. God, did they hit that 3 times? I think they did. 1, 2, 4 times. 4 times, right? Pretty good pretty good support there. Now, does that mean it can't break? Of course not. But wouldn't you want that? Wouldn't you want to see that get a little further? Okay, is that enough? Let me get the market structure here. So where is the confirmation of the low? Right here, we have to sweep this low. If I do it in green, right? This pivot, or here, this way. You know, I usually do that in green. Right, so we have to, this is the last high before we sweep down, right? So this has to be broken to confirm we have a low, if that makes sense, right? This is all one move down. This is all internal, right? So it really doesn't affect the market structure. So this is the last pivot that has to be taken to confirm this is the low. We're not there yet. So what are we doing? We're just, potentially, that's just accumulation. This looks like a 3. That's 3. That looks like a 3. So this looks like actually like a 5, 3, 5. That looks like an ABC. ABC to a double. Interesting. 3, 3. You can't. This one has been very tricky all along. Well, you can't. Well, let me rephrase that. I'd be reluctant to make put a trade on until I break this pivot, right? So I know I have a good low here. What's the last thing that happened, right? We broke structure, right? Now we've had this little rebalancing here, but we don't have a change of character. We have nothing that says there's nothing that says this couldn't just roll over again, right? And go down, right? Until we take out one of these pivots, right? We've got to take that pivot out. Right, so it's just sitting right there saying, okay, right, once we get that, then we can put a low here. As it is right now, okay, maybe I'm going to start with something here. But I don't know. Why take the risk? Why add risk here with so much uncertainty? That's just a wag, right? Just, well, fuck, I don't know. Let's buy it, sell it, let's buy it. Again, you better love the story. If you love the story, maybe that's accumulation. You're right at a 50. Do you love that enough? I don't. It's okay, right? Give me something. So this would be, I think there's a long wait here until we've got enough here out on a higher time frame, which of course we prefer because it's always going to be, 1, easier to read technically, 2, where you make fewer mistakes, fewer relabelings. I like 60 minutes and above. It's pretty much everything we do is 60 minutes and above for any trade recommendation. That's just accumulation at the 50. Let it pop. Right? Don't see what we tend to do as traders. Right? We'll say, "Oh, I see it. We just fill this in our mind's eye because that's what we want. It's not ripe yet. Just consolidating. What do I have down here? We're not in a squeeze at the moment on the 4-hour. Again, this is my view only, right? All I can do is give you what, my experience doing this for 30 years and what I see there. Okay. All right. Microstrategy, I don't have a good count here. I'm going to have to work on that. That's going to take too much time, I think, but I'll have to dig on it. It's a very tricky count because we have this. I don't want to do this. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't seem to work. So I'll work on that with my guys, see if we can come up with a good count. It's a weird one. It just looks like a series of 3s, but you can't quite get it. This, like, so if you start here, you can't even get it right. It's just ugly, no matter how you slice it. Can't quite get the 1 here. Maybe you might be able to do this. A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you got a very shallow flat. Oh, that's ugly. But then 1, 2, 1, 2. No, I don't have that yet. So I don't want to get stuck there. Okay, so who gave me, that was Robang. Pardon me. Rob Ang. I think I'm saying that right. But yeah, good one, right? I don't have a clear count on that, but I'll work with my guys, see if we can come up with something. If I can get one, and my guys are listening, we'll post it. I'll post it underneath the live stream. All right, let me keep moving so I don't get stuck there. We did WLD. Don't have a trade right. This is, who is this? This is Q. Okay, don't have a trade right now, but tracking next steps. So advice on validating what I have. This is Jasm USDT. Let me copy that link. Finally, I've got someone who's giving me some links. Okay, let's see if I can get something up here. So this is Jasm on Binance. So bear with me here. I'll try and keep moving. Jasm. Okay, this looks like good work. He's obviously put some effort into this. I'm just pulling this out, not because I don't value volume, but just so we can get a better look at it. Okay, 1, 2, right? Pretty straightforward. There's the break of structure, right? So what do we anticipate? Some sort of a retrace, right? Shallow. Then we get, well, there would be another break of structure here. All right, we get it right there. That would be a loss up here. So we get 1. Shallow retrace, just accumulation. Next one. Now a deeper retrace. So 1, 2, 3. Is there any reason why you wouldn't be counting this as 1, 2, 3, 4? I think not, right? Let's just, what else can you do just to give yourself a little bit more conviction? Let's get it right on there. 1, 2. Okay, we go 2, 2, 7. It's pretty good for a 3. It's very clear subdivision. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It can't be any cleaner. Oh God, it's just gorgeous. I think not on the triangle, right? I think that I like your thinking there, but I think why not? It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why not turn that into a 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be my suggestion. That you've got an A going in. Well, okay. So what? Don't lock up on me. Why would he do that? Well, because he wants to put the 4 here. Let's go. Oh shit, he's giving me a weekly. Oh, hang on. Maybe I can get it on the subdivision. Unbelievable. Hang on, guys. Funny. It's my kids calling me. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Can we get this done? 1, 2, 3, 4. A, B, C, W, X. Maybe. I don't. But not a triangle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. So W. It looks like a WXY gets in there. WXY. Looks like that'll do it. It's a little skinny in there. A, B, C, W. You can do it either way. A, B, C into an X. A, ooh, it's a little skinny there. But reasonable, right? So if you're looking to make an entry here, now this already had a little pop. A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that flies, right? You can get an A, B, C in there. So 1. Shit, you can buy that right now, right? Or a little pullback here. You got a little fair value gap there. Well, so where's the obvious, the easy liquidity for the algo to be targeting, right? We can probably see that right here. We'll just use it right here, right? So you've got an imbalance here and then a pivot, right? So which is just always, right? It's like a red bull to a red cape to a bull. So there's easy liquidity with an imbalance, right? So to come up here and sweep that, you got another one up here. So what would you be envisioning here? Okay, maybe we get up here, complete something here. This would be another target here if it's going to go higher, and then you're looking for again. It's 5s and 3s, right? It's the genius of Elliott. Tends to be with now when you get something tricky like this, it's not drop dead simple 5s and 3s, right? There's often, right? Life isn't that simple. And neither are the markets, but sometimes it's so drop dead perfect. You're like, oh my God, did somebody Photoshop this? Other times you got to dig it out there. What are we really saying here? We're saying that this is a 3, period. That's what we're saying. I got a 3 to correct my 5 at a location where I might anticipate it here. So we have this, as he's noted here, a potential demand zone. It's always just potential. It's potential demand. Let's pop that up a little bit. And then, of course, where would you be anticipating? Well, right at the edge of the channel, of course. And then if this is the 2, where would we look for the 4? I think he's already got it on here. But I'll just do it. Wave 4, right? So right at the 38, right? Where's the highest probability location for a wave 4? Between 38 and 24. 23 and 38. Okay, all right. Why would you assume something different here? Right, you've got to make some assumptions. Like, okay, that seems like a valid count here. We've got all of the right ingredients here. Is that A plus? Well, you're kind of chasing now, but that's not too late. You know, if you really want to be in this. It sounds like he's already in. This is what he has, right? So it sounds like he's already in. Maybe he's started here. I don't know that you need to give it that much room. I'd tighten it up. Why, right? If it's going to go deeper here, why take the drawdown? I'd just take the small loser, get me out. I'll reevaluate if I'm going to the 50 or some of these imbalances here that are just being left hanging here. Or if you want to be more conservative, wait for this break of this trend line up into the imbalance up here. Here you got a fair value gap, a supply zone. Wait for the retrace. Stop under the low. It's not complicated. You don't need to complicate it. Oh, he's doing something here. Let's see. I think he's applying that right here. So this would be, sure, I could probably do it this way. All right, we sweep the low. I think that's what he's doing. So we get the classic M. Failure swing, sweeps liquidity, drops down, sweeps liquidity, consolidation. Now, are we going to bump here? Would you short that? Gun to your head. You going to short that? I think probably not, right? So if you like Jasm, boom, shit, I may buy that. I like that too. Thanks, Q. He also gave me, I've said many times, some of the best trades I get are things that I spot here that you guys post. Oh, here we're going to do that. Let's do it over. Oh shit! Here, hang on. He gave me the link. Hang on. Copy link. Let's go over here. I've been on vacation. All right, I'm still rusty. All right, so here we go. Let's copy this one. Let's save that one. Is that what you wanted? No, that's not what you wanted. You wanted Coti. Oh fuck! Here, let's just maybe this will come in. Coti. Oh, let's go to Coinbase here. Big volume spike here. Let's just put that aside for a second. Break of structure, right? So here we come all the way back up here. So this would be change of character. Oh, you can see again all of this, right? That it's the first thing to look for, right? Okay, was there a liquidity sweep? That's what the liquidity. Oh, son of a bitch. Dogs are going crazy. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Oh God, he's giving me weekly again. What do we think there? Okay, so here's the. God damn it. Impulse. Again, I'm going to do this here for a while, all right? Until you're just so like, oh, is that a good pivot, right? Did they sweep the low? Looks pretty good. Why here, right? So, see, when you bring up a chart like this, why are we stopping here? Why here? Why here? Why here? Why here? Right? So that's what goes through my mind. Why here? Why do we stop here? Okay, well, right, doesn't matter what it is, right? Look left. Well, first thing I would do is just pull dominant to dominant. Okay, where'd we go? Let's get, well, let's do 707, see how we got there. Oh, right into the golden zone. Do you follow that thinking? Right, well, why did it stop here? Wouldn't that be the next thing you could go, oh, maybe it's right, I can't make this shit up. No, again, not the 618. Golden zone. Okay. All right. So we come down here. Where are we on the low? Looks like that's too far. All right. So, but it's wicks only. All right, golden zone seems to be holding. And you've got this nice little, right, this demand zone here. Look at that. Right. That little wick down here. Right. There's a strong consensus amongst market structure traders. Right. This is ICTs. you know, for much as he certainly contributed some things. What he gave us new language, right? So he just relabeled it. But what does he call it? Consequent encroachment, just to be fancy, right? Instead of 50% of the zone, we're going to call it the consequent encroachment, right? So if the algo just comes down here, right, which you see this very commonly, it'll come to the 50, and we get a little reaction. Okay, what kind of reaction do I get there? Let's go to a 4. This looks a bit like Bitcoin has been. Oh, are we starting this as a diag? That always makes me uncomfortable, right? When we get to the Bitcoin count, right? That, you know, has come back to say, okay, that just wasn't the right start. Is this a 5? This ain't pretty, no matter how you slice it. It looks like you could probably work a 5 into that. God, is that what we've got to do here? Well, it's not particularly well balanced, but I would probably start right there. Well, here, let's label it, right? It's easy to kind of lose it. Some sort of 4, 5. That's just at first glance, that looks like a reasonable approach to it. Do I like it? No. That's just fucking ugly. I might even do it here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Truncate here since this is all wick. God, you'd have to do A, B, C. Even that is ugly. It's a tricky one here, right? There's the double with a little bit of a sweep. He gave me this one. He didn't. I didn't get a count from him. Well, to some degree, I'm always quick to say if I can't pull a count here that I can get any confidence in, I'll wait until I get it. This looks like 3, 3. You might be able to get an impulse out. You can call that your 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, oh, Jesus, A, B, C. None of it looks quite right. So if the Elliott's not there, then you might come back and say, okay, is the market structure strong enough here to where I can say, okay, I can see right where I am. All right, so let's take that approach. Because if the Elliott's not there, it doesn't mean don't trade it unless you're, just means think twice about it. Right? It's always going to be easier if I can see clean 5s and 3s. Do we really have that here? I don't think we do. When it's that tricky here, often I'll go to a line chart and see, am I missing, is there something here I'm seeing here that I can't quite see with all the noise from the candles? If this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, seems reasonable for that 5. This could be the B here. This is the 5 here. If we do it in a line drawing, A, B, C, A, B, C. Looking for that to come down here, and then again where we have all of this. I mean, you really see it here. Down before we go up, right? So bullish order flow. It doesn't make sense. You're like, what? Wait, what? No, that's the grabbing all the liquidity before the pump. Let's see, I'd just be okay. How can I be definitive about what am I doing here? Let's get it out of log scale. Well, certainly you're in the discount. I mean, you pretty much have to be in log on this. For me, I'm not going to fuss with this one until I get a little bit lower down here. I get into this. So if I go back here, let me get into some of this. It's just not. There's just not enough there for me to say, oh yeah, I love it. So for me, that's a hurry up and wait. It's just too bumpy. Anything here if you're trying to day trade it or short term trade it. That's a wait. That's a wait and see. All right. There's not going to be a trade in every chart you pull up. It's just not going to be. I guess you'd have to live with that. Now, if it just starts to pop here, okay, all of a sudden we start putting in a 5, different story, right? We'll come out of this and we'll come back here and fuck we'll find something. I'll take that one. But that's you're forcing, right? No need to force. Q, I just sit tight on that one. Okay, how am I doing here? Okay, I think we have time. So he's asking also for OP. Let's do that over here. OP USDT. Oh, let's try USD. Here's the one, right? Optimism. Here we get all the history. All right, what do we got? He's got Lux Algos, right? I think that's their free one. They do some decent stuff. Here, let's. I'm gonna hide that for a sec. All right, so I always start with. Is there an Elliott count here that I can lean into? Let's go back to a daily. Is there? Do I need to be in log? Yeah, I do. That looked like a good start. Well, often it'll be like, what the heck? And then there'll be a spot where like, oh, there's a nice clear impulse. All right, how can I fit that in? That looks like an impulse here, so can we do this? All right, 1, ABC 2. That is ugly. I certainly don't like the look of that. We might be able to do a leading diag there. Let's see if we can make that fly. Oh, where did that color come from? Hallmarks of a good pivot, right? Did they sweep the liquidity? Oh, that's a new color I might be able to use. Oh God, is that ugly? Well, I wouldn't want a 5 here, right? So this looks like A, B, C. Oh, maybe I can do it here. So it would just be a bunch of 3s. Again, it's not what you'd hope for. Look at the balance, right? You're not going to get perfect, but this looks like this is ABC. This looks like A triangle B into a C for a 3. Ugh. Okay, well, what would give you something, right? I mention this all the time whenever we're looking at a diag, right? What would give you a little bit more conviction into that as a pivot? Well, we want to look for the 4 in a diag. Start of the 1, pivot of the 3. I guess we can do it here. Start of the 1 through the pivot of the 3. For the 4, we like to see it at the 50. Did an algo fire here? A little front run, right to target. You know, it's not clean up here, it stalls, right? So it looks like what they did here, this was just sweeping that liquidity here, where it's consolidate, one more manipulation before we bring it down. So if that is, right, you know, that's not the prettiest one. Golden. Well, let's say, okay. Oh, we can probably do WXY there. WXY. All right, is that the start? Let's go down to a 4-hour on that start. Again, just taking you through the process, right? I would be doing this if I was just by myself. This is exactly what I'd be doing. Right? It's the process. It's not so much about the asset. Okay, can we make this fly? Is this a reasonable start here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, it sure doesn't seem to like diags. A diag, to me, when I see diags, right, it's a lack of conviction amongst traders. Thus all the overlaps, right? Bulls, bears, that's often why you see it at the beginning of a trend for a leading diag or the end of a trend for an ending diag. Are we technical in here? Right, next question. How about the first one? Oh, fuck me, get off there. 50, golden zone. If I go up, am I getting anything here? Well, there's the 50, 1, 2, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, oh, Jesus. Same, well, let's do it. Let's see if we can structure it. Ugh. That's what you're looking at, right? This thing is not great. Elliott here, structure. A, B, C. A, B, no, fuck, W, X, Y, it looks like. How's the pivot at the 50 as we just did? Looks deep. You got to pivot past the golden. You got to wick past it. I wouldn't, again, this is just my, my approach to the market here. I wouldn't touch that here until we get further up. Oh, you could probably, if you were really like, oh, I want to get into optimism, right? If you first little pullback here, you're likely to head here. You know you got an algo driving you here. Maybe you get A, B, C to complete it. Again, if I'm picking, what is 16,000 alts? I'm not sure I would park capital here. Unless I really, really, really loved the story, their use case. Was the other one that Cardano. Let's see how they're doing. Can I get this crypto here? Let's see over there. Yeah, they have disappointed many here, myself included. I have a decent sized position in this. A nice miss here. What are you going to do with that? Here's the daily. Well, what's the first thing you do? Why here? So I see a couple of things, right? Again, okay, let's just see, right? Would that be demand? Yeah, that'd be demand. Has it been tapped? Well, yeah, a little partial tap there. You probably take it down to this. This, right? There's a little consolidation. So rally, base, rally, right? You can kind of approach that. Something funky happened here. I don't remember what that was, but let's just check, right? How are we doing? Through the pivot. 50, 50, 50. You think that's random? No, I know you don't. So, okay, what are we doing here? 1, 2. That doesn't seem unreasonable. 1, 2. All right, so we're trying to get all of this up here. 1, 2. Well, that's 4, 5, right? So you're gonna pick your 2 in there. You're gonna put it here. That looks like the 4 of the 3 to get you up here. So let's go to a 4 here. See if we can dig that out. Oh, maybe let's go to just try an 8. This is too close, right? It could be different on other exchanges. Maybe a diag here, extension in the 5th for a 2. Let's see if we can make that fly. Could we do it this way to complete the impulse? Well, it's kind of loose. You'd have to check some other exchanges. Let's see. Let's change that. Put it in white. Ugh. We're doing it this way. I wouldn't lose any sleep over that, right? So, okay, right, so something impulsive. So, I mean, that's a pretty good rip. I was expecting I'd see better price action there on this exchange. Let's let's go over to Coinbase, see if it looks any better. Because I'm really surprised at how shitty this looks. Well, it's not a lot better here. But you can probably get it done here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, what are we doing here? That looks like a 5. Right, does not 1, 2, 3. This is clearly the 4, 5. Well, let's hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still looks like we complete there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, oh, hang on a second. Let's do it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's an A. B, C. God, I don't like that either. Okay, well, let's label it. Right? You don't have to like it. You don't have to trade it. That's the 5. A, B. God, we're going to have to do some sort of WX. Let's put the B there. I can't say I like that either, although I can see the footprints here. Swing, right? Grab the liquidity. Easy pivots are easy liquidity. Now what are we doing? This has been kind of a shit show for Cardano for quite some time. This would be bad news, right? So you might just, okay, anything down here, right? If we break below any of these lows, right, that's bad news for Cardano, right? Are you in an accumulation zone here? That's not unreasonable. So you might put an alert here at the 50% and say, okay, if we get down into the discount of the discount, okay, I might take a little flyer. I've got plenty, so I wouldn't. I mean, shit, I don't have that much, but enough to where I'd rather not have this thing going down, below 20. It's not great. Doesn't look great. Just got to be perfectly honest. Doesn't look great. I wouldn't be putting new money there myself, right? Unless you're a believer, right? There's a lot of Cardano enthusiasts that you just see this as a great opportunity, right? Oh my God, I can buy it under 30 cents or 35 cents. We'll have at it. Again, be picky, right? Of all the things we might look at, is that the one you're going to choose? Why would you, right? So let's say you're like, God damn, I've read so many good things about it, right? If it starts to pump up here, it's not going to go in a straight, well, unlikely to move in a straight line. There's going to be opportunity to get in. So don't force. If you're buying it here, there's no technical reason to buy that. The only reason you would buy it is because you like the story, right? You think long term they're going to be a player. Not a good start. Okay, Coin Laundry. I think I got Q covered there. Coin Laundry, Doge, and Pepe. Oh, here, let's get rid of that one. Let's try Doge. Oh, what are we doing for Doge? Let's go over to Coinbase. Oh, that's interesting. I think because I've got, why is that? Because I'm using his. Oh, hang on. I did that wrong. My bad. I added that comparison. Oh, where'd we go here? Let's go to Coinbase. Okay, so no surprise, this is pumping, right? Meme coins. Greed glands are flowing when meme coins are pumping. Well, does that look particularly good? Let me take that off for a second. Let's get it in log scale. It's just as bumpy. Let's pull out for a second. Well, you can make a case that you get some Elliott start to show up here. Okay, so I get an impulse coming out of this long. What is this really? Just a long accumulation. If you wanted to tighten it, pump back into the zone. Consolidation, right? Whether you could choose your range here, but you might do it this way. All of this consolidation, right? Wyckoff, right? Cause and effect, right? So all of this consolidation, all this accumulation leads to the pump back for a retest. Where they retest, right? Right to the 50. And now that's coincidental to where I've drawn it, but I'm just using this high and this low, right? So maybe that was just random. AB, Oh shit! I didn't think that. I don't know that it matters, right? Whether it's complex or not. ABC again. All of crypto made the same start. Is that my one? Let's go to an 8. We're gonna have to do that. It looks like you can get a 5 here, so let's try it. 1, 2. Well, that's not going to be 3 likely. So let's put these up here. I'm on 8. Let's get to a 4. Looks like you might be able to dig it out of there. That's the C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably WXY into that 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 1. 1, 2. I don't want to put those there yet. Wouldn't matter, right? So you're going to have to expand the B there. Am I doing 1, 2 here? 1, 2. You might have to do it this way. Can't say I love it. I'm just working with what's in front of me. Would that be what I'd pick? Definitely not. Well, let's see how we do here. Why are we stopping there? You can make a case that's consolidation. That's this demand zone here. Oh, it gets tapped. There's a little one right here. What's unmitigated right there? Do I want it? Shit, I hate doing the 3, 4 like that, right? Because you feel like you're force fitting it, right? I'm ABC. It's all right. The correction's good. Not much of a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Jesus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. God, that's ugly. But that's what's there. So either you're going to look at this and go, okay, well, the dominant swings, I mean, just in your own mind, you think, okay, either that's an ABC, and we're going to do a series of 3s here, which I suppose is a possibility. But then we start to go impulsive. So it's an awkward start to it in my view. So, okay, right, consolidation, kind of a bumpy start. It's another 3. So that's another, fuck. That looks like A. Oh, Jesus Christ. That looks like 5, doesn't it? Oh, Jesus. You're going to have to do a WXY because there's a 3, right? So we can't. We begin and end with 5s, right? So if we're going to do it as a 3, it has to be part of a larger combo. This has to be an A, B, C, and that C has to be the 5. So I can't say I like that. But maybe we can do A, B. Oh, fuck. You can't even do it. Well, let's see. If I go to a 1, maybe I can. I suppose it's a bit of a force. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is a diag. Is that a diag? It's not pretty. Okay, let's go back to the 4. All right, when we're coming up here, what are we doing here now? It's fucking game on. But it's just not doing clean. It's just not doing clean impulses. So I'd have to rethink this. Okay, right. So how many swings do we have here? So that your first thought would be like, wait, there's too many swings. Well, let's check this, right? So from this low here, where do we go? That's a 50, right? So that's a candidate for the 2, right? I mean, it doesn't have to go 50, right? It's just, it would give you a little bit more conviction into it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like that. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't say I like it. Let's try a 2-hour. And I do it this way just because if you guys are looking at this, you're trying to apply Elliott Wave, I'm assuming you're going to run into the same thing. Like, oh God, what do I do with that? I suppose the other choice is it's just a big giant leading diag. But then you'd be 1, 2, A, B, C, 1, or let's see, A, B. C. Would we want to do this? I don't think so. To make the 3, 4, right? We don't have to overlap. Yeah, you guys are giving me a tough room. I'm going to do it here, but it's not any better. Oh, that's not long enough. Whew. Well, let's check, right? So never a bad idea to measure. If that's the 2, 4 to the 50 with a wick through, possibly. Okay, these are high-class problems, right? Because we've got a rip-roaring. I do have a bunch of this. All right, so, okay. 1, 2. Let's try it on, right? Often what you're doing is you're just trying it on for size. Does it fit? Or is it, am I force fitting because I want it? This is what I want to see. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's mighty bullish. I don't like that. 1, 2. Oh, maybe we can do it this way here. All right, if this is internal, so let's reorient. Let's put it down here. 1, 2. I do it here. Love it. 3, 4, up to the 5. That may be a better fit. Right, which is often that whole process of, does that look right? Does that, oh, that doesn't look right. Oh, wait, how could it fit here? Where is it? And eventually you'll kind of get something that you can work with, and then you'll have a primary, recognizing like, God, is that a clean launch? Not really. But can we get there eventually? Reasonable case. If it starts to fall down, we have too many swings or too few swings, I'd come back to the launch here. If this is here, let's do it this way, right? Well, that's a good low. A, B, C. Well, it's an extra 1, 2. So it adds a whole nother level of bullishness, right? So did we just complete this? 1, 2. Again, it's a high-class problem if you're in it. What did we do here? Is that 1? It might be. God, the 3, 4 is terrible, but 1, 2. When I say terrible, right, it's just not the right look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, right? We don't overlap. Let's check that on the wave 4, if that's the 2. Right, just shy of a 50, so we'd be in the pocket there. What happened there? It does that every now and then. Can we get a channel on this? Pretty steep. Oops. I might do it the other side, actually. I need to clone it. We done. Well, we can use an EWO there to see if we have any divergence. What the fuck? Oh, come on, my machine's acting weird again. Let's see if I do that. That's how I would leave it there. Looking for opportunity down here. Big, much untapped here. Oh, you could do the whole thing, really. Once it's gone up, right, as you come back down here, I'd look for it right here. All right, now you're going to pull for the 2 for the 3 for some reason. If this is going to, there we go. Okay, so if I pull 2, if that is my 3, where am I looking for it, right? Right on the edge of that, which would give you a good look here. Now, if we do that, if we complete up here and we complete this 5 from this low, right, we know what's next, right? We'd be looking for the 50. We'd be looking, well, perhaps down here. So if I were to change that, right? So look, come down here. Okay, if this thing completes, right? If you're not in it and you didn't catch the ride here, okay, 4 to 5 looks like a pretty decent. You don't have what I would do here is, since if you took the length of the, come here. if you took the length of the 1, that's not going to be much use here for pivot of the 4. So I would do 1 through 3. And whenever we get here, then I'd be looking for the 618. You know, high class problem. If it's going to go beyond that, then even we did here. Right now, you're right back in the pocket here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we get the 5? Don't now. If it's me, I'm going to wait. I'll wait for it to get down here before I take that. But I think we have that. I think with a little trial and error there, we got there. Okay, so let me do Pepe. Oh, I've got some of this as well. Some of these are, I don't have huge. Oh, let's see what we can get it on our buddies at BloFin. All right, where we like to trade. Our sponsor. Well, we're going to have to be in log scale for that. All right, that gives us a better look at it. Okay, that looks like pretty clear. Right now here we get a nice example of a nice clear impulse, at least in nice and clear in log scale. I venture there'd be very little dispute as to whether or not we have an impulse there. Okay, is that my correction? Well, sometimes you got to take it out of log and say, oh, wait a second. How far did that actually go? Well, here, let's do this real quick. Advantage of log, I can get a good low. So now if I come out of log scale, I've got my low down here. Where do we go? Wick. We're looking log scale. Well, we got a huge unmitigated zone down here. All right, just waiting. And look, it's a pretty radical difference, right? You come out of log scale because we expand below. So, W. That's not a great looking start, right? So that would be my first thought is like A, B, C, W, X, Y. Now, all right, out of log, right? Are we going that deep? You pretty much have to do it in log, right? Because the range is so high. Okay, I got a completed impulse. I got a 3. I got an A, B, C. I'd leave that as the next. Okay, why here? Well, so you have a couple of things here. Just obvious, right? Always look left. A little consolidation there for a supply zone. Right? Why do we stop here? Technical? I certainly would want to check. What is that? 4th, 5th time we've had it right into the golden zone. Where's the target? That, I mean, so do you see how that lines up? Like that's the, okay, if your criteria is, right, okay, I'm only going to take A++ trades, right? So I have certain things I want to look for. Do we have all the conditions here? Do I have a pattern I can recognize? Do we have obvious supply? We have it's Al there. Yes. I know, right? You can say, well, fucking hindsight. Yeah, of course. But really, right? Did you need hindsight right here? What risk reward? Are we in the premium? Did we complete, right? Would we anticipate that this is going to be the 2 after this massive rip that we're going to be done here? Well, maybe, right? Because you might have thought, okay, well, hey, it's in log scale, so maybe the 2 is in here because if I take it out of log scale, well, that's plenty deep. Look, we're well through the wick, went well through the golden zone. You might talk yourself into that, but then I get this 3. I get 3 at 3. Oh. Right now, all of crypto did that, right? So it's making it, the Elliott counts are getting, shit, everybody wants to put a diag on it. Oh, shit, even if you did A, B, C, right? It's right, that's very low risk trade. It's hard to do it, right? So the trades that look easy are the ones that, oh, it's going up, I'll just buy it, right? Well, wait a second, God, it's going up. I can't sell that. You got to get over that thinking. Are all the conditions there? Can I create, if I wrote it in my journal, say, why did I take that trade? Whether you're stopped out here, well, one, it's going to be a very small loser. You might use 707, even 786. Right? 786 is your stop, right? Is that's not going to bury your account? Likely. What we got there? 5 to 1. It could be lower, right? That's just first target. 5 to 1, very low risk. All of the conditions are there. Hard to pull the trigger. I know it is. All right, the one that you're most nervous about is that's the one you tighten the stop up. If you're uncomfortable, even if you're too tight, better to take a tiny little jab here than, let something run. Like, oh shit, I know I'm right. That thing did a 5, so don't get caught in that. All right. I thought I was right about a lot of things. Again, you got to quickly adjust, right? When it's clear that you're wrong, don't stick around and say, well, maybe I'll be right over time. You better have a very good reason to do that, right? That's usually the first mistake you make of letting something get away from you. Well, I was pretty sure that was going to turn into a leading diag. Well, shit, it still could. This could still turn into a leading diag. This could be ABC, and we're going to go ABC 1, 2. That's not a great ABC, but it could, right? You could see it. Maybe you're going to do this and get a leading diag out of this. You can't say, well, that would never happen. You can't say that. But if you're uncomfortable with it, it'll reveal itself eventually, right? If it does this, oh, I got a 5. That sure looks like a good 4. Okay, so it's a series of 3s. What would I anticipate next? Right? 1, 2. Take it out of log. It's going to look very different. 1, 2. You use any of these pivots, you want to try and get position for Pepe. Fuck if I know why we have Pepe, right? But Pepe to run. I'm not saying I know. Oh, that's a WX. I would never say that. We don't know. No one knows. Where's the risk reward? Where's the trade that sets up that has all the conditions, right, that I look for in a trade that meet all the criteria? Yes, 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 yes. Okay, can I take the trade? Can I afford the trade? What's the risk in the trade? What kind of size do I want? Hard to do that when you're trading the 2 minute and you're down there trying to day trade that stuff. I mean, you got time here. And right now, everybody's, the greed glands are fucking full throttle. You can see it all last night, right? Just full throttle greed. You want to use that to your advantage, not get sucked into it. Just a suggestion. 30 years of doing this. Okay, Dr. Alban. Let's see what he's thinking. Oh, I think he's coming up with, I think he's going Bitcoin. I think I've got a linear Bitcoin from Dr. Alban, but I'm not sure. I can't tell from his chart. Let's see what we get. As he says, the king, right? I'm assuming this is going to be his linear chart of Bitcoin. Very curious, right? Sensei PK and I back and forth, right? I think his count is really creative. Okay, come on. Oh, fuck, what's going on here? Here, let's get rid of that one. Something's up here. So let me get his copy link. Let's try again. Sorry, guys. Sometimes they just don't come up. 1 second. Sorry, come on. What's up here? Well, let's see. Let me try this again, Dr. Alban. For some reason, I'm getting a snag here. Let's try it one more time here. And then I'll just have to bring it up myself. Damn it, I want to see what you've got. Come on. Bear with me, guys. The hazards of a live stream. Why am I getting this? Maybe I can shit Dr. Alban. I can't get it. Try one more thing. Ah, come on. Dr. Alban, I'm sure that's your linear. Fuck me. I don't know why. What is going on here? All right, let me try one other thing. It might be my Sometimes my firewall creates a problem with TradingView. Oh, fuck. Let's take a look at Nike. I do not know what is going on here, right? So that's let's come back over here. Okay, so I'm Dr. Alban. I'm gonna come back to it because for some reason I'm not getting. Okay, so let's go to this is okay. So that one's working. Okay, so this is I think this is a new member. Hey, Chicken Rider. That's a good handle. Chicken Rider. Okay, so he's giving me Bitcoin. Oh, that's nice, right? So using a little Gann for our 45-degree angle. We've got, what are we doing here? What's our time? Oh, that's a 1 hour. Well, your approach here is very solid, right? I mean, that's, Gann kind of made that famous, right? That we above the 45, below the 45, right? You'd want to be looking for entries. Bullish, bearish, right? But this you can use this as an entry. So we got a nice fat fair value gap there. You've got the close here as we come down. Probably a wave 4. Okay. Let me see. Did Dr. Alban? Yes, finally. God damn. Something. Okay, we'll come back to that. So Chicken Rider, I like your thinking here. Let's see what Dr. Alban's got. Now he's given me. Didn't you want this, Dr. Alban? Linear? Oh, linear. Okay, I got you. Okay, so let's. Okay, so we're 1 hour on Bing X. All right. Okay, so what are we doing here? Okay, let me get that off for a sec. What's up with my machine? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're coming off the 4 low. All right, that I like that. Okay, so first would be like, okay, from an Elliott perspective, there's something wrong with this? No, right? We have overlap here. Well, maybe we don't. Hang on. Yeah, we do. Okay, right. So we have overlap here. Okay, so that's right. So what would you start looking at, right? So you might say here and say, okay, well, where is it going? Let's do the full thing. All right, so, okay, between the 23 and 38. Is that a problem for a 2? Absolutely not, right? It happens all the time. Well, frequently. They don't have to come down here. It's just that's where they usually go. So we'd be doing this so let's fill it in, Dr. Alban, because we'd want to be sure that we had the right structure. Oh, I know you prefer this, but I'm going to take that off for a sec. And let's make this a brighter blue so we can see on the dark. Okay, so this would be ABC. Perfectly valid, right? We've been looking at this for weeks now thinking, oh, okay, if we're going to do a 3 here, but then, right, I think it was on a live stream. Somebody said, well, wait a minute, what if I do a line chart here? Maybe the low here would work. Oh, it's different on different exchanges, right? So there are a few that this is all wick here. Anyway, all right, so let's go with the 4 here, right? We're going to have some sort of a truncation of the WXY, and we're going to start here. ABC, ABC. Oh, you could do this ABC a couple of different ways. ABC. Oh, it's tough to dig it in there. That's a tough one to get that. Well, maybe you do it here. AB, that would work. ABC. Let's label it. You know, my hesitation on this count, right? Your thinking is right on track, right? There's what think of it this way, right? So if I sometimes just visually drawing this. Oh, here, let's put it in gray, right? So if I do this, now I'm going to compare that to my 2. And let's put that, oh, here, let's put that in red. You see, now, do they have to balance? No. Would you prefer that? Would you have more conviction in it if they did? Yes. That's a mighty, there's a very strong contingent in the market of some very good traders who tell you time's more important than price. I don't buy into that, but I certainly think it has value in your analysis. That just looks far too imbalanced to me. And when I say that I'm not saying that it couldn't be that. I'm just saying that would make me uncomfortable putting more money at risk on the premise that I had a 1-2. What I would do, saying, okay, well, that's perfectly valid technically. We have this imbalance. Is there another way I could count this and work with this to maybe reduce some of that would obviously be a time imbalance. Is there another way we could do it? Well, then I would have to take you over to the account PK. I had 2 counts from this morning, but I'm Dr. Alban. If you're listening, which I think he is, or he'll review it. Do you see my point there? I'm sure you do. It might be it, right? If that's the 2, and Bitcoin is a bit notorious for sloppy 2s, too shallow, non-existent, can't find it. This would not be unlike Bitcoin to do something very radical like that. But let's pull back to a little bit. Okay, things that we know, right? That we can, well, know may be the wrong word, but let's things we can anticipate. All right, what just happened here? We know that's a break of structure, right? All right, how long did it take? Right, 6 months to do it. On election volatility and enthusiasm, and okay, well, I won't go back to that. What we would want is some sort of a retracement, at least relative to the last low that took that out, right? And I'm not saying that we have to, just continue to run here, or that we have to drop down to challenge this low. I'm just saying, do you want to buy up here? Discount, premium, right? Just obvious things. I might be reluctant to encourage a lot of buying there. Now, some people are going to like, fuck that, man. We're new high. Let's go. Do institutions buy all-time highs? You say, well, Bitcoin's different. Maybe. I'd let this 5 complete. Well, let's go to the 1 hour where you gave it here. It sure looks like a good 4. Right. Now, that could roll over. That's not a great start to that 5. It's on a 1 hour. Oh, it looks like that would be here. Are we done here? Do we have to do it here? Let's go to 15. Again, that would make me uncomfortable, right? You see all the liquidity here. Where's the highest close up here? It looks like we've got another. My highest close up here is right here. All right, so we got another break here on that would be an internal boss, right? You might call it that. We would need a close above. Well, did we get it? We may not have. Let's go to a 4. We have the close on the 4. All right, so here's the last close right there. Get it on it. Okay, we're going up for the 5. Does look good. What is this? See, I would back into it and think, okay, I like the idea of the 1, 2, and I'm going into the 1 of the 3. So the 1, 2 here is only problematic with regards to starting the 4 here and calling this the completed 1. So I might look at this and say, well, could there be a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2? More bullish? I mean, obviously more bullish, but it would take out this imbalance. I'm hoping you follow me, Dr. Alban. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I think that's one of the counts. Just here, right? This is okay. So this is pretty close to what you were doing here with it. Just a little bit. I'm essentially here. I'm showing you a solution for this. Let me take the market structure off for a second. All right. So if we're going to go back to, let's see. Oh, that's a little fancy. That's the one. Here, hang on a second. Let me get the one that's closer to yours. Well, here, let's do it. I've got a couple here. Okay, so this would be WXY. As you have it, Dr. Alban, you've got your 4 here, the truncation on the 4. Okay, so let me come back here. So here's truncation on the 4. Okay, so WXY. Now, the whole time this has been going on, now, Ken, it's not that I'm not wrong. It's just, this just has felt wrong to me. that we went 1, 2 or 1 A, B, C, or it was just such a force fit. And that for Bitcoin, right before the monster rip and the raging bull, we're going to start it with a 3. Yeah, it's not that it's not possible. It just doesn't feel right. So I've been reluctant to lean into that count. But if we come back here, and this is the 4 here, as you're suggesting, we're going to do a W, X, Y, A, B, C. Well, okay, let's see how we could do this. Well, here's one possibility. We could work an impulse in here. It's a little bumpy at the end. I am on a 4-hour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, could that be the 3? Well, it would be 1 is longer than 3. Right here in long scale, right? Oh, pardon me. On the other one. We are just long enough. So we could call that a 3. It's longer than 1. We don't have to worry about an invalidation up here. So we do have it. 1, 2 could be 1, 2. Right, when we look at the other account, that's another possibility. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right, is not necessarily bad news, because what would we be completing here, right? It would be the 1. Right? Don't think, oh shit, if we complete, is that all we're going to get? 80 out of this? No. We can take this. Could not have been any more wrong about all of that. Just impossible for me to be more wrong. 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. All contenders, right? We're not going to know until we see what happens here. How far is this going to go? This is the right time of year as we go into the holidays, end of the year, for Bitcoin to have a big rip. So I would be quick to have an alternate. My suggestion, right? Because it's unclear, because of this 3. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, so let's go to the alternate count. Members here, I'll post these here. PK's probably posted his already. His is really creative. So let's go over to his. He sent this to me this morning. We worked through it together just to clarify a few things. Okay, so this is a different look at it. Let me go to a 4-hour here. Okay, so we would go ABCW, ABCA, BCX. So we're going to go W, X, A, B, C, D, E. We get a very shallow E. It's valid. Now, it got a little bumpy in here because this sure looked like a 5, but he broke it down. You can do a W, X, A, triangle, B, C to get the D here as a 3. Now, I get kind of a shitty E. Now, E is notoriously, it'll underthrow, overthrow, right? That's always the wild card wave. And I think we did have an algo pop here. Get it right on that. Tag the 618 here. 2 through second target, third target. So it's not an unreasonable thought here to put the 4 here. Now, what that does is it takes this out of the, God damn it, Bitcoin's not going to start with a 3. At least I don't think, right? That's been like rubbing me wrong the entire time. And I eventually said, well, fuck, maybe it is a 3. But I always kept it kind of highlighted as if this count gets in trouble or changes, this has got to be revisited. And here's a very creative solution to get a triangle here. Well, then we go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Right, as I was just suggesting, Dr. Alban. Now, maybe that was I was being influenced by knowing this count was in the back of my mind, but it's a contender. And it eliminates that problem, right? So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. What can that get much more bullish? Every one of those needs a 3, 4, 5. It's borderline bull porn, but it's perfectly valid. All of these are going much higher. We're going way, way, way over 100 grand. Way. What Fox Sailor's calling for? Am I wrong here? It's 13 million of Bitcoin by 2030, 35. I mean, just crazy number. I think he was talking about getting just 7% of gold's market cap would put Bitcoin up in the mega millions. Possible? That would be life-changing for many, many people. This is a tricky one, very tricky, right? So very tricky count. This is not the average Elliottician is going to get this, right? I wasn't thinking that we could have a triangle here. I was just struggling with this. That can't be it, right? Well, that's why I was back here on this one. How can I make this work if this is it? 2, 3, 4, right? Now we don't know until we see how far this goes. Either one of these could fly. Either one, mega bullish. If this, again, if this is the one coming off of the 4 here with a truncation, right? So the DE here gets rid of the truncation. It truncates the E wave, but I'm much more comfortable truncating that than the fucking major 4. It's not like it's never happened. This would be the more conservative on the assumption we're going to get a 5 and then we're going to retrace. Where would we look for that retrace? Right down here, 62, 65. And that would play into break of structure, retrace, right? Break of structure, retrace. Before we go again, 1, 2. Well, the 3 is going to be, again, now in bull porn territory. Not that I'm opposed to going there. But, you know, I'm not putting, you know, 5 million up here. That's some serious bull porn. All contenders, right? I mean, it's a high-class problem here, but we just put in a new all-time high, right? So you have to, what does retail want to do here? Buy, 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 buy. Do you think institutions know that? Yeah, they do. We got to go a long way here, right? Got to go a long way. This can go up, right? We've got a 50. There's a target. Does that seem too much? Well, we know the 3 is just long enough so we could have the extension in the 5. All we'd be doing is going from this 50 to that target. So it's not like, oh my God, that's crazy. 1, 2, 1, 2. Again, high-class problems. Okay, let me keep going here. How am I doing on time? Oh, shit, 1:30. Yeah. Ben B. I think I got, so Dr. Alban, okay, Ben B. Let's hopefully my machine's not acting weird again. Chicken Rider, I like your thinking here. Hopefully I gave you some new thoughts, but you're very good start. Very good. And using the volume profile. Okay, so this is, oh, what do we got here, Ben B? Biotech. So is this an ETF? What are you giving me here? Looks like it. Oh, come on, no, don't fuck up. Here we go. Biotech, BNTX. Oh, shit, I'm in this. Is this the one I'm in? My wife put me into this. She read something. Yep, that's it. I am in this because my wife wanted me to buy it. Apparently they're working on I want to say a herpes drug, right? And that would, I guess there's no cure for it now. This would be a breakthrough if that gets approved. Boom, off to the, although I don't know, right? Are we with RFK Jr. now into our, God, don't make me think about that. All vaccines off the table, right? Fluoride out of the water. That's what he's talking about. No, there should be no trouble with that. Why not bring back measles and polio? But your crypto is going to go up. All right, I digress here. I shouldn't do that. 1, 2. Here we are. Biotech 3, 4. Clear a little this midway order block, right? That'd be demand. Let's put in green here. That'll work. 4 up for the 5. This has been I've been sitting with this. I don't know. We didn't buy that much. $5 grand, something like that. So I've been sitting through all of this. She's like, "How's my BNTX doing?" No, honey. We'll talk about that once they get that drug approved. So this is a bit, you're playing the, I don't know if Ben B has dug into that research as to why you'd even want to be thinking about this. But what's going to be the catalyst is that drug getting approved. You got all of this obvious, right, consolidation here. Bring it over. Right, what do we do here? Consolidate. Even though it looks like, oh God, that's quite a range, right? Is it really? It's just equal highs, equal lows. We break. Now we're coming back, right? Good possibility here. We're doing this as an impulse. So is it time to buy? Well, technically it's not bad. Although, you have to know that the reason you're buying it is on the assumption that drug gets approved. Looks like a nice ABC. The 2 and the 4 aren't perfectly balanced, but it's not perfect. Don't expect it to be. Where are we on the 2? The 2 to the 4 is not, the balance is not great, and that's deep for a 4. I don't really want that going much deeper. For this to hold and get up for that impulse. The 2, look at the size and the time, right? Again, we're back to time imbalance. Well, I don't see a better way to do that unless you were going to go 1, 2 and put the 3 here and call this. Actually, could we do that? No, because you need it as part of the 3. Well, if you wanted to take a flyer on it, I wouldn't buy a lot. It's not an inexpensive stock, so you maybe do options, but you'd want to buy some time, right? Because you're playing for that drug to get approved. Interesting choice. That's amusing, right? I'd never even seen that before. She brought it to me. Okay, CN Salazar. I do have coin teed up for you. Shit, I gotta find it. It's so much easier when it's not going to be there. Oh, hang on, guys. I'll find it. Jasm. I think it's here. Nope. I had it teed up for you. It's over here. Yeah, there it is. Okay, here's Coinbase. This is drop dead. God, this is good, right? So of everything we've looked at, by far, this looks the best to me technically. So good pick here, CN Salazar. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can that get any more perfect? No. Where do we drop for the 4? Where's the highest probability for the 4? All right, between 23, 38. Boom, we tag it. All right, a little running parallel here for the channel. Looks pretty good there. We got a clear target. We're getting started here. It looks like we could be off onto the 1. All right, we're pushing for that high. Now you're a little late here. That's a 12-hour. Let's go to the 4. A little bit late. I would do 1, 2 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you think you want to do that because you want that to be the 2, and you know what you want and what you get may not be right, but it's right in the pocket here at this imbalance. So you don't have a great. Let's get this C out of here. Well, you kind of. This is what you got at the moment. Would be, you could do either one. No, I'd do it here. A, B. A little skinny there. But I want to finish here. I don't want to do this, right? I want this to be 1, 2. I want that, but is that what it's going to end up being? I don't know that. But if we're trying to make some money, that would be the most aggressive approach. That's not a great 3. No, that's a 4. Let's see. Do we have any kind of a how else could we do that? Massive gap. Ooh. Be surprising if that doesn't get filled, but the overnight, at some point that's going to likely come back to that. Right to the, well, here's the little fair value gap. Oh, God, that's perfect. Jesus, right to the 50 of it. 1, 2, 3. Is there any other way we can do that? Well, see, what my hesitation here is this looks like a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm looking, can we turn this into an ABC? Is there a way to do that here? Something like this. Force fit? Maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. Yeah, that might be, I'm trying to accommodate the count. Which I trust you guys can see the, if you've got your Elliott hat on, why that might give you a little bit of pause. Wait a second, right? But it's not already, right, with the big rip here. Maybe that's what we've got to do here. This gets a little iffy, right? Is that going to be your 4 relative to this 2? Makes me hesitant. But, right, you know, trade the market you've got. Well, okay, we don't want to. I'm assuming this would be obvious, right? We don't want to buy it here. Well, I shouldn't say that. Let me rephrase that. I wouldn't buy it here. Now some will say, wait, it's going to launch to the moon. Well, it's got a big gap here. Were we technical here? Do it there to 50, already 2. You'd be looking for that 3 up here. All-time high, approaching the all-time high. This is not a place that I would buy, but some might. You have no, again, just a simple discount premium. Where how are you going to justify that when you come back to review? Let's say you get here, right? You get up to the high, right? You got, this is inducement, right? So it seems highly likely they'll get this because you know there's a bunch of stops there. Right, this will be the stops that they'll use, right, to trigger the stops that are here. So you got 2 big clusters of stops here, right? That's just I'd be real careful of that. I would not buy that. I don't care if Kathy Wood just bought 50 billion of it. I just wouldn't do it. That's me. I don't like to buy, in the premium up at the all-time highs. I'll wait for the retracement. Now you might say, well, what if it goes up to that 345? Okay, what if it does? Is that the only thing I can trade? That's danger zone for me. And I'll wait for those some retrace them. Let's get it back down in the discount. Down here, I'm very interested. This whole thing is unmitigated. All of that. All with a huge gap. With a huge gap in the middle of it. 3, 4, or are we just going to do a 3? We're going to do a 3 a little closer. Well, how would you make a prognostication? Well, let's do it this way. If, right, we're going to lean into this, where would we expect the 3? But if you were going to buy it, you're saying it's going to go straight there. And I think that one could bite you in the ass. I'd be careful with that one, CN Salazar. We want to buy into retracements, not to pumps. My view. All right, but I think you know that. What am I doing here? Here's a fellow trader. Since I got a couple for you, I'm gonna give these guys a chance here. Hang on. How am I? Oh fuck. Is it? Oh, 133. Okay, so post those up next week. Or maybe I can do them on Friday, fellow trader. And then I've got, this is a new handle, Bayukama, Dr. Alban, meant to be 53535. Now, okay, I got you, Dr. Alban. Okay, so hang on. I'm trying Nike. All right, let's try that one. Oh, this is kind of a follow-up here. You guys, looked at this on live stream as well as I think on a Friday. I've got some of this. Trust Wallet, nice little pop down here, and all this a massive fair value. Yeah, looks like off to a good start, but let's not get sidetracked on that. Let me get to what he's asking for. Oh God, what have I got here? Oh, I used to use that a lot. That's a good one, actually. Okay, so let me go to, this is Vayukama. He wants Nike. I've traded this many times. So anytime we go to an asset, do an equity, I'm always going to start with, let's get rid of that, with the daily. We can just, not that those aren't valuable, but this is, we got an accurate trade system here. That's cool. I don't even know how I have that, right? So, okay, all right, so let's come here. Well, these are swings. Oh, yeah, I got TD sequential here. Let's get some of that off here, just so we can get, can we get a clean count on this? I'm surprised. What shit? Oh, I see. I've got the wrong. Something didn't seem right. Why do I not have? Oh, because I'm on crypto. Okay, here we go. Now we got it right. Let's tell I'm getting hungry. Okay. All right. So let's get it up here. Let's go. Okay. I'm going to go to a weekly, right? Because I know we got a lot of history here. Let's Get a look at that. Do we need to be in log scale? Obviously. There's COVID, and up. What does that look like? Well, you get a clear beginning and end to this entire move. Oh, here, let's just do a line here. So we're trying to stay. So you might look at it that way. Well, what's the PD array, premium discount array? Well, like so, okay. Are we in the discount? Yeah, we're in the discount. Did we get a 5 here? It kind of looks like it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So to label that, we must have had a big miss, right? We got not earnings. Okay, let's go down slowly. Let's go to a 3-day. Impulsive, sure looks like it. Well, it's just one straight sweep here. We see how we don't take out any of the highs. So I would put that as an S. Start with an A. Maybe. Okay, let's just, again, often you're just placing them there. You're going, okay, does this fit, right? So, because this would be better, right, for looking for a purchase, if this, for a buy entry, if this was an ABC and we were trying to get out of here as a WXY. So then, no sooner do I say, hey, we're not taking out any of the highs here. Maybe I'm too quick there on a 3-day. Could that be a WXY, a very sharp combo? Because I kind of want this to be ABC. Well, let's work backwards. So what do I see here? 1, 2, 3, clearly the 4, 5. Okay, I got an impulse correction. And it's, oh, come here. What do I got? Oh, I got all that shit on there. This is not my stuff. That's what happens when I copy stuff. I ended up with all these guys. I get their templates. Is that a B? Well, if I'm working backwards here, it looks like I've got an ABC here. I've got C here. This can be tricky, but this can help sometimes, right? You might get yourself into trouble up here. But if that's the 4, so I might be able to do it. Right? So it looks 1, 2, looks like A, B. I might be able to get that to fly. All right, so that's, I do it this way because I know you guys are going to be doing the same thing, going, can I make that work? Let's go to a daily. That's a 4, 5. So there's the A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That may not fly. There's an impulse right there. Let's go to a 12. Down, we're going down slowly here. This is a tricky one. Okay, let's get the impulse labeled. We can maybe back into this. It's going to be a hard one. This might have to be 1, 2. Okay, so maybe I can do it this way. Let's take you down. Oh shit, I always get the tough one at the end. I I think there's a way to get a combo in here. Okay, I think I can do. Okay, slowly comes. No. So it looks like I could work a triangle here. I'm trying to get into a combo. Right? I get you guys assume. So I could get. So where's my C? C. This is truly making the sausage. So can we make this fly? W, X, Y. Let's get rid of you. Oh shit, now I'm gonna need the other one. All right, so that's what I was trying to get to the whole time. Is there a combo in here? I'm not positive on it. I got to backtrack, but I think we might be closer. Let's get this. Oh, let's go to something bigger. Put it in yellow. Okay, W, X, Y. Ugh. Is that an ABC? It might be a force, right? So as you review it, ooh, maybe not. What I'm trying to get here is A, B, C. Oh, come here. For the Z. This is right about the time I'd go to one of my guys and go, well, kind of working on this. What do you think? Let's put that in blue here. The problem is this leg here. Do we have a 3 there? Maybe I'm gonna have to spend some time with this here. I'll bore you guys to death. I think I'm close. I'm just gonna have to back into it. If I take the triangle out, I might be able to. Maybe the triangle is my problem. Let's consider that. Yeah, but I'm probably boring you guys to death. So, right, because that's a problem. How can I solve it? Can I get an ABC into that? Is that cleaner? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not perfect. So let's push that off for a second. And that, as you see, is that my X? Questionable, right? I might need some more time on that because there's a lot of trial and error to get a count like that. I like this and I like this for a W. This, but I kind of like the triangle there, but that's a problem for me. I'll tell you what I'll do here so I don't bore you guys to death. I'll work on this. I'll get PK or Wonka, one of my guys here. We'll work on this together. It's often the process, right? That's the value of having a team, right? I want you to consider our team, all of the guys as well as the members, right? If you're working on something like this, you just throw it into the channel and say, here, I'm struggling. I'm working on Nike. You guys, ideas, right? And that idea exchange, right, can lead to, right? Just like with Bitcoin, when PK sent that over with the triangle, I was like, oh my God, that actually could fly, right? We could do this as an A, B, C, D, E, right? I had not considered that. Same idea, right? So when we working on something like Nike, where I'm not positive. Let me see if I can get my guys. I like the finish here. I just can't get the start going. I like the ABC to finish it. Okay, well, let's assume we can get that sorted, right? So we're within rules and guidelines. So then if we can do that, then what does that mean over here? Well, it looks like I got a true double here. Maybe not. If that's the C, if that's the Z, I mean, technically you could get away with that. It's not a break. Which I'm assuming you see the benefit of that. So we come back here. That's as close to the edge as you can make it. Otherwise, I'm on a 12-hour. Can I get a 2 out of that? That might be too close. You might have to do it here. But then the balance, right, blows. So I like this better. At least the 2 and the 4 aren't so distorted. So you got a 1. All right, let me finish up here. I'm having a hard time getting out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, let's go minuet here. So 1. All right, this side of it, a little easier. Is that done? Maybe not. Does like doubles. A, B. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's not much of a 2. Into a C, right? Nice spot for an entry. You got all of this unmitigated demand down here. Right, untouched. Just getting wet right there. In for a C. It looks like that'd be 3, 4. You come down here. So a reasonable entry location? Absolutely. Are we discount premium? We're definitely discount. Right, discount of the discount, right? We're put them in quarters. Right now I'm getting the discount of the discount. For a C, I like this. Shit, I might trade this. I've traded like Nike many times. Well, before I do, here's what I wouldn't do. I wouldn't trade it until I solve this. Right? That will keep me awake at night if I can't do that. Right? I got to figure that out. I'm close. I know I am close. But I feel like I'm just going to bore you guys to death if I keep working on that. 1, 2 candidate, right? You don't need to sit here and with a limit order. But if you wanted to start nibbling, earnings not till end of the year. I wouldn't mind seeing some sort of a push here. I'd like, well, at the very least, you'd want to see how do we confirm the low, right? We got to take something like that out. Just here, let's quickly put here. I can just. There's the inducement. We can use that as the inducement, right? So this is all down, right? We don't take out the highs of any of these candles, right? We'd have to take this out if we push that. All right, so push up here. No, I've got a potential, right? Change in state of delivery. You can think of it this way. They're coming down here. So we sweep this, the last pivot, the push down here. Then we come out of this. Right? Don't force it just because you think, oh, I think I've got it. Let the market show you. At least get the higher low, right? You don't have a higher low yet. And you haven't taken out a, so this should just keep going. This could all just be lower, 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 lower until you take out a, as the market structure guys will tell you, change in state of delivery, right? We're lower, lower, lower. What's the last high? Right, change. God, there's even, Lux Algo has a free indicator if you want to use that. That'll show it to you. But you can just eyeball it. What's the last one? Where's the last pivot that we haven't taken out yet? Once we take that out, game on, right? You could get the 2, right? You can go to the 2 for the 1. But remember, you're not likely to just go straight, right? Because you're trying. This would be the 1 of the 3. If this is the 1, this is the 2. This is the 1 of the 3, right? This is the one you want. Is this one, right? You want the 3. All right. I will. I'll circle back on this one. Who gave me the Nike? Bayou Kama. We'll get that. I'll post it under. So there's a 2. There's 2. Microstrategy and Nike. We'll get that. I'll post them under the live stream, just a link so you can pop it up if anyone's interested, curious, or test yourself. See what even better, see what you come up with. And then see what we come up with and see if it matches and see if you learn anything from that. Maybe you're like, oh God, these guys are nuts. I think that's a triangle. So I got to work that triangle in there. 4, 5. I'll get it. Okay, guys, I'll wrap it up there. Thanks to all of you guys for sitting through this. Hopefully you learned something in that process. I hope, right? That's always my hope, is that there's a process here that you start incorporating into your analysis. So as you're looking, some of this will resonate. You'll, oh, yeah, oh, shit, oh, what are the hallmarks of a sweep? Oh, yeah, did we take the high? Where's the liquidity? Where's the next liquidity, right? You remember it goes from internal to external. That's the way the algo is written, right? If it can't get the internal, if it gets the external, it'll go to the internal. Once it gets the internal, it's going to look for the external. All right, that is something that ICT brought into the market, right? The characteristics of contemporary algos, and there's no disputing that that's what they do. All right, so again, mixed emotions on him, but the content, right, as I often say, the man, the method, and the man, the myth, and the methodology, right? So don't get confused with the man or the myth. Focus on the methodology. Right. Okay, guys. Thanks to all for hanging out. Hope you picked up a little something. Remember, you can always join in our Discord if you want to post up these. It's absolutely free to join us. You can post your own content and see if we can add some value to what you're doing. And for just a reminder, we'll have some new things for you guys to participate in. All right, I'm going to get out of here.